So good afternoon, everyone. I'm William Fletcher from Welbilt Asia Pacific. And my partner for today is Prakash Alagu, CKP. So I think we have a very interesting topic to talk about today. As you know, AI is everywhere. It's in our phones, in our cars, right? And how is it affecting our industry, right? The earlier speaker was talking about automation in the kitchen, right? And at some point in time, it will flow into other segments of the world, right? So in the previous segment, we'll talk about restaurant operations, right? So AI is affecting our daily lives. So coming back on point, how is AI affecting the consultant industry? Is it making the consultant's job easier, faster, solving a pain point? Or is it taking away that piece of kitchen design, right? So that's the question I'll put to Prakash, right? Is AI helping you to get your job done faster? Given the current, resource challenge environment that we're in, it's hard to get good engineers, right? So I'd just like to get a snapshot from you, Prakash. How has that been?
Yeah, I think I'll preface that the question was, does AI help consultants to make better or produce better specifications? I think what's important is to ask a few questions. Convenience versus accuracy, right? Expediency versus what is correct. Suitability versus what should be specified. I think those are the questions that are important to us. And one term that I think that's close to my heart is fit for purpose. And I think most of us know what fit for purpose means. It means that that particular equipment is well specified, suitable to fit its particular purpose. And I think that as consultants, when we specify products, we don't do that enough. We need to make sure that we don't over-specify or under-specify. It needs to be specified just right to fit its purpose. And let's take, for example, like if you have projects where you deal with a name chef, a name restaurateur, celebrity chef,
famous
right?
chef.
They have very specific needs. Now, it's easy to just get a novice to just type in the requirements like, I need this, I need this, I need this, and it just spews out all kinds of jargon which you think is correct. But in actual fact, it's opposite of that. The truth is, when it comes to particular chefs, name chefs, celebrity chefs, they are very particular in what they want. It depends on either from their personal experience, it could even be political, it could be geographical. So they're very particular about what they want. So you have to understand the nuances of what they want. For example, even simple things like electric fryer versus a gas fryer. It depends on the chef, right? Electric combi versus gas combi. A regular griddle or a chrome-plated griddle makes a difference. Or even something as simple as polyethylene cutting boards versus wooden cutting boards, right? So one has to understand the specific needs of the chef, and you can't just do an AI. AI would not be able to understand the personality of the chef, and I think that's what's important, and that's what needs to happen from consultants.
Absolutely. I think as AI helps improve the process, I think there will be questions where AI does make mistakes, right? And you need someone behind to really look at what's being specified, and is it correct? Is it fit for purpose? Is it right for that area of the world, right? Some countries are really heavily onto gas equipment, while others are into electric, right? So I think to that point, I agree, right? However, I think as the AI tools are coming online, it gets cleverer and cleverer. But for me, I think at the end of the day, it takes away the human side of our business, right? And I think that's where your relationships with your clients come in, right? And help you along with getting accuracy and expediency, as you put, right? So I think we have already some questions coming up.
Maybe I'd like to add something as well.
Sure.
I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the term, what do women want, right? So we ask the question, what do our clients want? And all clients are not generic. Clients have their own hang-ups, yep. They've got their own standards, they've got their own idiosyncrasies. Like for example, clients from Australia, they want expediency to cut out all the red tape. Clients in Philippines, they want brand distinction to compete with their property developing competitors. Clients in Singapore, they need transparency in terms of specifications complying to codes. Clients in Malaysia, they want to follow what the clients in Singapore are doing.
Okay.
Clients in Vietnam, well, you and I have got no idea what they're doing, right? So I think what's important is but in the end, in the final analysis, clients want one thing which supersedes everything else, which is VFM, value for money.
Absolutely.
Right? They just want that, unless you're Vietnamese.
Okay.
Sorry, Miss Tom. Attacking Vietnamese too much. So I think that's where artificial intelligence plays its part.
Yep.
So as long as we specify things and allow AI to assist with raising the standards of the specifications, and the clients get the better of it, and I think that's what our roles as consultants are. And I think if we do not use the tool to improve our specifications and give value for money, then we are doing a major disservice to our clients. So I think we need to use AI where it can be used, but using our final judgment and other interpretations that we have.
Absolutely. I think AI is a tool to help us hopefully improve our lives, shorten the times that it takes to get the job done. But I think the consultant still plays a very critical role, right?
Yep.
So let's take on the first question. How will AI decide the kind of air distribution system required for kitchen ventilation systems? Well, I must admit, I'm not a kitchen ventilation guy. But
Neither am I.
But I'm sure AI will assist in a certain form of space area and the heat load in an environment, right? But at the end of the day, AI can do all that, but the verification and ensuring that at the back end where the contractors and enablers are installing the equipment, the HVAC staff, that needs to be checked to fully comply, right?
No, I think, okay, if I can add something.
Yep, sure.
I think the question says whether AI can actually determine the kind of air distribution system in a kitchen ventilation system. I think there are so many components to a kitchen ventilation system, right? You've got the exhaust, you've got the makeup air, you've got the static pressure losses, you've got dynamic pressure losses, so many losses in the whole scheme of things. As far as I know, I don't think at the moment there is a program that identifies and addresses every single one of these aspects. I think the inputter needs to put the requirements in, and whatever that comes out, it still requires interpretation. So I think in this case, although it should address more exhaust, but I think my answer is no. I don't think so, right? Because there's a famous computer scientist from America who said that by far the most dangerous thing about AI is that people quickly conclude that we understand it.
Yep.
So that's where we have to be very careful.
Agree. So let's take the next one. How can AI improve decision-making speed without, question just ran off. I'll take it from here. Decision-making speed without compromising technical accuracy. So give examples by region. I think that's
You're looking at me.
yeah.
As I said earlier, right? I mean, a lot of us use AI. The question is expediency, because we want to be expedient, quick information. But what about efficacy? Efficacy means, is it really effective? So I don't think so. I think you just get information that's quick, makes your life easy, and you just spew it out. That shouldn't be the way. There needs to be a certain amount of, you know what? Most of the times when you get AI answers, you call it findings or conclusions. I don't think so. I think it's more like inferences, because you still need to use that information and you still need to process it in a logical way, in a deductive manner. So that makes a big difference. You just can't spew the information out. You still need to deduce, evaluate,
Yep.
and make logic of it.
You take one more?
Did I answer the question?
I think you did.
Who cares?
This is an interesting one. Should an F&B consultant be scared of AI? since things are changing fast and AI will soon be able to give all the details required. I'll go first. I think not, right? I think at the end of the day, you still need accountability, right? If something is designed based on AI, who's accountable for it, right? So, short answer is no, right? What's your take?
I think the long answer is no as well. You know, this I've got this thing about American computer scientists, right? Another scientist, his name is Polyak. He said that instead of working on AI, on artificial intelligence, why don't we do something about natural stupidity, right? So we look too much to AI and not try to solve our own ignorance.
Yep. Okay, we'll take one more. We've got 2 minutes. In your opinion, which equipment categories are likely to benefit most from AI advancement and which ones might face significant disadvantages? So since I'm the kitchen guy, I will let you go first.
There seems to be a pattern here, William.
See, I
What's the
treasure
question
your
again?
opinion. Okay, so specs. In your opinion, which equipment categories are likely to benefit most from AI advancement and which ones might face significant disadvantages? And I ask you first because you are the one that faces 100, 200 brands coming for you to be specified. And how do you select, right? And which equipment categories you think will be at an advantage and which one might not be at advantage? So
Okay, firstly, it's not 200, it's more like 2,000.
there you go.
The challenges are, you know, for one, every specific equipment, there's a variety of brands, right?
Right.
So every brand will have its, I'm not going to say pros and cons, but advantages and other ways they can improve. And this ties back with the costing. So I think artificial intelligence is not at this point of time able to distinguish, to discern, to make logic of that. So I think you still need that human judgment to balance, going back to fit for purpose, right? To balance the features versus the cost impact. So that's where I think you still need good consultants to make really good judgment to provide the VFM, the value
That's right.
services for the client.
Yeah. So I think my take is, as an equipment manufacturer, we should provide all the tools possible to make the consultant's life easier.
In other words,
right?
you just want to sell.
Not really. Providing the tools means it makes it easier for you to get your 7 or 9 point equipment spec, right, into the project, right? Unique selling propositions aside, right? In the current environment, everybody's looking at CapEx and all that. So when you go down that rabbit hole and you can't differentiate between features, benefits, automation, right? Like a lot of equipment out there are using automation, using AI in the equipment, right? So that should be the basis of looking at client brief, how it helps the client, and would automation in some areas of the kitchen help? And
You know,
if it doesn't, then it's no
Yeah.
point giving something that they will not use.
I mean, on that note, I think even the relationship between manufacturers and consultants is vital.
Absolutely.
And I would like to even say thank you to you because you and your team have provided us with the support.
you very
I think
much.
support is important to provide the confidence we have, not even in the specs, but also the post-installation service. And appreciate that. Thanks, William.
So we have 40 seconds. We'll take one last one. How can we ensure equipment spec support the full BOH to FOH workflow? That's you, right? Instead of just individual workstation. So Esna has given us a
For me
stop
again.
line. Yeah.
That's not your question, is it?
No?
What's the question again?
Okay, how can we ensure equipment specs support the full BOH to FOH workflow, covering prep, production, holding, service, instead of just individual workstation? Well, I think if you look at the workflow, it has to be efficiently from, receiving, preparation, right? Towards cooking. I mean, if I look at like full task catering setup. So I think if you look at different segments of the business of the kitchen, then you'll have different designs. So I think individual workstations are more QSR style, right, driven. But in terms of full kitchen design, I think the workflow, we will work with consultants to ascertain the workflow based on a client brief. What's your take?
I think just one word, whatever. I mean, we do our best to specify the best that we can do, but it's not only the specs on the consultants, right? You still rely on, from an operational point of view, whether the way they operate the particular commercial kitchen environment is in line or is in tandem with what you've designed. So it's a team thing.
Yeah.
Consultants, contractors, and even operators, and even clients.
Absolutely. So we've passed our timeline. So I think to summarize, if I may, right, I think AI should be used as a tool to help us be more efficient, give back more time, to the consultants, right, and work hand in hand to achieve desired results, and and at the end of the day, helping the consultants speed up the process so that you can have more time doing what you like to do, right? I mean, for me, I ride a bike, I drive a car, I love that as a hobby. So we need to give you more time to do what you like to do, right? So that's my take on the summary. How about you? For you?
Ditto. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.